What's up? How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody had a great weekend or whatever. You know, this is the week 10, but it's the day that we're supposed to be drawing strength. You know, it's the first day of the week. Tomorrow will be the start of a lot of people work week or whatever. You know, so today, hopefully everybody just chilling, you know, and regenerating their energy so they can get ready to apply themselves to go gain something that'll put them in a position to start gaining resources or doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, you want to personally invest toward your lifestyle and toward to enrich the life for you and your family. I just want to take this moment to properly, formally introduce myself. My name is Mr. Black. You know, you can see that from the title of the page from which this video most probably going to be posted on. You know, want to ask and encourage y'all to follow me on YouTube at Mr. Black. You follow me on Instagram at Mr. Black _. You can also find me on Facebook as Mr. Black. I think the exact URL is facebook.me or fb.me/Mr. Black. That should pop up right there. You know, I just want to put something out there in the universe. I've been had this channel for a while and not doing anything with it. Even though, you know, I have a vision and had a vision when I first opened it. You know, well, obviously the universe had a vision for me when I first opened it because I had this page for a moment and never really did nothing to it. I posted a few videos or whatever, then I'll fall off, you know, back up. Might get discouraged, frustrated by the things I see going on around me, you know, in our world. But man, I really want to affect that. And so, you know, you got to start somewhere, man. You know, it's so much stuff out there, people doing this, doing that, saying this and that. And, you know, they getting, and, you know, I don't hate on nobody, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, the way that the term is used. You know, I hate to see certain shit happening, you know. I do feel like certain things are alive to thrive and excel that is not beneficial to anything, you know, and it shouldn't. But you have to put energy into the universe to counter that type shit. And that's what I'm here for, you know. I just, I don't know, I just got into this thing a couple of years ago, you know, to where I was really prompted to want to do something for my people, you know what I'm saying? And understand when I say my people, I'm talking about black people, you know? And I make no apologies for that. I'm black. So naturally, that's what my concern is going to be. That's where I'm going to assert my energy and my efforts to affect change, you know? To promote anything that's good among my people that, you know, the truth deems is good, not just, you know, something I see is good, you know. But you know, lately, like really not lately, you know, the past 2 years, people been putting a lot of energy out there, you know, a lot of positive energy trying to so-called, you know, wake black people up to certain things, man. And I guess, you know, I really want to start addressing that in the form of my voice. You know, oftentimes people don't like to read, which is what, you know, one of the key things that I know has hindered us as a people. We don't read, you know, and when we do read, we consume in foolishness. They say knowledge is power, but that's not necessarily true. Right knowledge is power. You know, if you don't know the right shit, you're powerless. You know, you're empowering other people to be rulers in your life, to be rulers over your life, to affect your decision making and things like that. And you know, we've been using that as an excuse for so long, but man, we live in a day of information, man, where you can find out anything. You can find out anything. And you know, all the secrets, you know what I'm saying? They have, you know, federal disclosure acts and freedom of information laws and stuff like that, you know, so the stuff is out there. And, you know, people been contributing to it. You know, some people do it in the form of their voice, some people do it in the form of memes, some people type, you know, dissertations or whatever. But guess what, man? The information is out there. The information is out there. And we got to get to a point where we receive that information. You know, one of the key things I think that's wrong, you know, that's a wrong concept, man, and a wrong way to feel for us as a people is when people putting information out there and they're allowing us to have access to things that have been long concealed, secrets, that have been kept against us. We love to say, you constantly hear, oh man, they didn't hid our history from us and stuff, but then when people tell you the history, they tell certain individuals the history, man, and certain people, they respond negative to it. I would prove this, prove that, man. You've been taking people word for stuff about yourself for years. But when someone look like you and they bring you information, all of a sudden you want them to prove it, and there's nothing wrong with demanding proof, but at some point, man, you got to start researching stuff yourself. And I believe that a key thing is, man, nobody likes to be wrong. Nobody likes to be wrong, but we got to realize, man, that we've been caught up in a psychological warfare forever, man, for over 100 years. And so the shit that did something to our minds to where we don't want to receive right information about ourselves. And man, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. There's no way that you can receive new information and expect to become powerful or empowered by still reacting and accepting the old shit that was told you about yourself. Man, once something is established as being a lie, you can't fuck with it no more. Period. And yes, I curse, what I'm saying? People who have a problem with, profanity or whatever, hey, that's on you. That's something else that we feel like, man, a person got to have a certain way to speak to us in order to convey a point, man. Well, man, guess what? People have been speaking grammatically correct and proper English and all of this shit have been lying forever. So guess what? The truth might not come in the type of terminology that you would rather have it as, I feel as though that's real hypocritical, If you curse or you constantly surrounded by profanity, which I know most of us are, and I mean, it's a reality. People curse, they're just words, The thing about it, though, is that those words are empowered us at a time like now. They're empowered because they're cursed words, and so by them being cursed from the English that has had us in a trance, these words are not protected. So when they spiced into whatever points we're trying to convey, or whoever talking or stuff like that, whenever they're spiced in there, man, our speech is protected by such. We got to elevate to a level of consciousness, man, till we realize that there's magical things going on around us. We live in a highly spiritual world. We always have. We just didn't know it. And church ain't spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take this time to shit on nobody to go to church and all of that stuff right there. That's going to be for another time, and I don't even look at it as shitting on it. It's just we expose certain truths about this shit. And you have to realize that if you look at us as a people, we've always been rendered powerless by that shit anyway. That's what conditioned us to look to the other side for a savior, because they told us that our God looked just like them. They told us that our savior looked just like them, but historically, we ain't never had no savior rise from among them, to actually empower us. That's not what they do. That would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a point in life where I don't, man, just because I shed light on white supremacy and speak out against it and against racism and all of that shit, in the negative form of racism, because it's two sides to everything, it's a negative part of racism, and that's what people speaking out against, and that's mostly not even racism, that's just hatred. That's just hatred, But my thing is that I don't really trip on them about that shit anymore. At one time I did, but I realized, man, you can't affect how somebody feel. All you can do is to make the right moves in spite of how they feel. Or you have to make right thinking, right choices, commit yourself to something that's gonna counter that shit, And that just, that hasn't been our history, man. We always got them spiced in among our causes and stuff, and some of them are real, but a lot of them ain't doing nothing but just watching and see what we got going on, so they can effectively dead that shit, make sure we don't ever get nothing up off the ground. you know. So I'm the type of individual that I'm real straightforward, you know. I don't care who agree with what, you know. Sure, yeah, you want somebody to agree with you, you know, and you would hope to convince somebody in your speech and in the things that you're saying. However, if they don't, I'm still coming like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't look to the other side for empathy for my causes. Malcolm X told us that, you know, that we shouldn't look for them to change our situations. Hell, they're the one that created the situation that we in. You see what I'm saying? And so many people come against religion because of the fact that that is what enslaved us. I don't care how you do it, man. Once you say you woke conscious, you aware of certain shit, man, there's no way you can expect to still be a part of the thing that enslaved you and get power from it. It was not designed for that, you know what I'm saying? You know, flat out, niggas running around here, and I do mean niggas. I use that word, but I use it for a certain capacity, for a certain type of human being, you see? And that shit not bad. That shit not, you know, confined to the parameters of a certain color, you know, as they say, a certain shade or complexion of beings, you know what I'm saying? That shit reserved for a certain type of behavior that people make, that people constantly exhibit throughout their day-to-day lives, you know? People say that they black power, I'm about black power, I'm about black power, and then you still running the white shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you understand what white shit is, I know you understand what that is. You heard the term before, but you still running the white shit and thinking you can empower black power through that. Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? White supremacy is in direct opposition of what black power is, you know? And you can't feel guilty. You know, there should be no guilt when you demanding retribution for the wrongs that you've been done, you know? And I mean, if I could express any one thing about myself, man, is that I desire for people to really elevate in their thinking first, you know, because there's too many black people that come against other so-called black people to shut down valid points that they have, valid observations that they're making, because they're looking at shit through a westernized or a European state of mind, you know. You can't try to confine us to that shit when we're trying to reach y'all with a message, you know. You can't, you know, if we telling you that, you know, certain things don't need to be done, you know, just say like we've been coming against Christmas for the past few years, and I know it's been long, that's just as long as I've been noticing it, you know what I'm saying? People probably have always told us stop doing that because it just lends to consumership, breaks our fucking neighborhoods down and shit. We spend all that money contributing into some shit they created, you know what I'm saying? Even if you read the Bible, which most people don't, man, Jesus didn't even say shit about celebrating his birthday. It's not even clear about when the fuck he was born, you know? And that's even if you do believe he existed. The Bible ain't telling you nothing about celebrating Jesus' freaking birthday, ever, you know? So when we lend our time and our energy into that type of shit, man, we empower them on that shit. And I understand, you know, like I was saying earlier about when I first started, that the people don't like to be wrong, you know. But there's nothing wrong with being wrong or finding out that you've been wrong if you truly plan on making adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna make the adjustment. Everybody's not gonna make the adjustment, man. People been dying for years under the same bullshit that got us enslaved. You know what I'm saying? People just gonna wake up every day and keep empowering their oppressor. However, I'm one of the ones that, man, I'm not going to stop. I done joined the side of the ones that won't stop, you know, because we were fooled into believing this shit was all good, you know. Personally, I've never believed that, you know. I think, you know, the universe put me in a position in this earth that I've always been aware of what was going on against my people. I wasn't always out there trying to make moves to counter the shit, you know what I'm saying? But now I am, you know, and I can appreciate the other people, the other kings, queens, brothers and sisters that's doing their thing. It's called their particular paths in life, you know. So, man, you know, the thing is, you gotta really just pay attention to what's going on. There's a whole lot of stuff, man, that's out here that people bringing attention to, man. And when you get this information, wherever you get it from, whether you get it from me or whoever, it don't matter the source, man. I don't care. The feds be releasing a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean it's not right, you know? The feds got a lot of pages set up. You think you following the black page, and man, that's the FBI and the CIA leaking information, you know what I'm saying? Not even leaking, just giving information to the people so that we can wake up. Like I constantly say, in the name of progress, man, we got to wake up as a people. You know what I'm saying? The universe would have it no other way. You know, literally, you know, my constant motivation is that my son and my daughter will not be one day, 20 years from now, and conversing with their friends, you know, they loved ones about the shit we endured and that they still going through. Fuck no. I can't have it. I'm not standing for that, you know. And, I mean, ultimately, everybody, you know, everybody has a mission in this. You know, we got to get off that sitting back waiting on somebody else to do it type shit. You know, because guess what? If that was the case, how come every time somebody rise up from among us and do something, people don't never want to support them? You know, there's always a group of people who want to say, point in case, Colin Kaepernick. Everybody was, oh, yeah, he doing the right thing. He doing the right thing. Yeah, he's supposed to do that. Woo, woo, woo. Somebody needs to take a stand. But then guess what? When everybody calling for people to, when people calling for us to boycott the NFL, then niggas, because that's, see, I told you they got a proper capacity for those type people, you know what I'm saying? Niggas want to sit back and talk about, oh, that shit ain't gonna help. I believe, man, everybody ain't no kings and queens. Some people are the direct descendants of the motherfuckers who wouldn't get behind Malcolm, who wouldn't get behind Marcus Garvey, you know what I'm saying? They're the direct descendants of the motherfucker of Shaka Zulu brother, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't royalty. Some people are the direct descendants of some sellouts. You know, they could have been in the 1960s. They'd have been telling Rosa Parks to move. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people could have been back in the 1900s, you know what I'm saying? And they would have been telling people like Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman, man, we all not do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might, they would have been one of the same ones to tell Nat Turner, you know, they go tell on Nat Turner, you know? And that's what you have to realize as you're waking up and you responding to higher consciousness and desiring to do something different in your life, is that everybody around you is not going to make that adjustment. Some people going to die in bondage, you know what I'm saying? That's just their capacity in life, and you got to move on with that shit. And guess what? We apply that concept to every area of our life, except for when it comes to being black. You know what I'm saying? On some selfish shit, yeah, we be about that. You know, some shit that's just about us as an individual, oh yeah, we about that. We ain't got no problem cutting people loose that mean us no good and shit like that. But guess what? When it comes to this consciousness shit, when it comes to being aware of what's going on around you and affecting change in your world and looking out for your children and your loved ones and trying to really elevate to a different position in life, it has to be the same way. You got to apply the same concepts, the same principles, you know what I'm saying? There's some people around you that's never going to respond to higher levels of consciousness. They slaves. They slaves and they enjoy being slaves, you know what I'm saying? They never going to read a book, you know? But guess what? When you can't, if you see that they don't want to do it, you still have to do your own shit, you know what I'm saying? And, I don't know, man. I just, you know, I really appreciate the people that's been showing me love on the Facebook the past 2 weeks. Man, I got, you know, like over 500 and some followers now on the Mr. Black page, and I want to get more. It's important that I'm asking y'all to like and share my posts, you know what I'm saying? If you're seeing something I like, man, I mean something you like, if I'm saying something you like, I'm saying something you can identify with, share that shit for me, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not just sharing it for me, you're sharing it for you as well. Because of the fact that people start, man, seeing that you elevating to a different level. They want to do it. Everybody want to do it, you know? So we got to show them how to do it. And it's going to begin to be reciprocated amongst us, you know? And so, I don't know, man. I hope I was, you know, just not kind of rambling or whatever. Because, I mean, I just wanted to say some shit to the people, you know? I just wanted to say some shit to my people, man, let y'all know I love you. And, you know, just really the direction I'm going, let you know that I'm committed to it. I'm going to start posting videos all the time, you know, because I'm an avid reader. I do a lot of researching and shit like that. And I'm trying to be, I'm telling you, I want to be on Front Street. I have no problem with being on Front Street, you know what I'm saying? And people like me, you know what I'm saying, are the people that we're going to have to support, you know, because, you know, we've looked for help and assistance and empowerment from so many systems over the years that have never worked. People haven't been pure to our causes, you know. They haven't been really interested, man. And, you know, I just want to identify myself as a person. I'm fearless. I'm fearless, you know. I don't care. You know, when it comes to us and getting what's right and really empowering my people, you know, so we can all elevate to a point where we matter, you know what I'm saying? To where we really matter. When you really matter, man, you affecting change, you know, you're a force to be reckoned with, you know what I'm saying? Like a hurricane matters. You got to make adjustments for that, you know what I'm saying? You got to have certain contingencies in place because you see this bitch coming. You know it's gonna wreck shop when it comes through. It has a design, purpose, and it's going to fulfill that. And if you want to stand a chance of remaining once it is passed through, then you make certain moves. You get in certain positions and do acts of preservation towards yourself and your family, man. And that's how we got to look at this thing that's called life, man, to really begin to negotiate right moves as a people, man. We're in a time of change, and we can't just sit back and waste no bunch of time and energy crying and wishing and hoping and all that shit. Man, them days over with. Now's the day of action, you know. People gonna have to do their shit or get fucked up, flat out, you know. And that's just where we are, you know. And it's important that you share this type of shit and that I'm coming with and others like me are coming with because of the fact that you're not going to get it nowhere else. You got to have it raw, you know, because you real. If you really are serious about doing this, then you real. So guess what? You can't put no handcuffs on nobody talking about how they be cursing. They on the video smoking weed. They on the video smoking blacks like me. They drinking, you know what I'm saying? Man, the new prophet looks just like you. The new prophet thinks just like you. The new prophet has actually been through the stuff, and it is going through the stuff that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here trying to get no funds to just, you know, contribute to them. I'm not saying everybody motive pure, you know, but you got to try spirits by the spirit, and you'll see if they sent by the universe. You know what I'm saying? Action's gonna always speak. You know, action will always be amplified over everything that a person is saying, you know, and you can see the passion in them, you know, you can hear the passion in their voices or whatever, you know, and recognize their dedication. You got to get behind somebody, you know, and I mean, you might be the one. Somebody listening to me right now might be the one, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just us, I'm saying everybody got a pair, and we all got to do this shit, you know, but, man, I can tell you that you're going to hear a number of things coming from me. You know, I'm going to talk about science. I'm going to talk about the conditions of the world, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about, you know, the shit we should be eating and should not be eating. You know, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do something big, you know? I'm about to do something big, and it's going to benefit us, you know, as a people, man. You know, it's not just no one thing. Everybody be wanting a one answer, you know, but you got to get all knowledge because we've been eating wrong, we've been thinking wrong, we've been living wrong, and we've been spending wrong. And so information is going to come about all of this shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, any conscious people or woke people among me, you know, that you know you already established. If you happen to give my video some playing time and stuff, man, I want to just encourage y'all to stop all this fucking intellectual gangbanging, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know what you know. You feel me? You know what you know. Put this shit out there and keep it moving, you dig? You know, some of the most influential pages with the most followers and shit like that be the ones that don't even interact with the people. Never say nothing. They just post a meme, got some information up on that bit. Either you receive it, you like it, you share it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really on that. But those of us that's coming behind some vocal shit, we really need y'all to support us, you know, because of the fact that we got to get in a position to where our voice can be heard, you know. I mean, and it's just, man, the same way we share all that shit, this empowering to white supremacy, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that be holding us down, we be constantly promoting that shit and sharing it, you know? Man, that's, if you feel this way, if you really down with your people and you want to see us promoted as a people, then you got to promote somebody from among you, somebody who look just like you. You got to back away from certain shit, you know what I'm saying? Flat out, no explanation. We black, period, you know? And this how we coming. No explanations, you dig? Man, I love y'all. I'm gonna cut this video short, you know what I'm saying? I've been on about 25 minutes almost, you know. But I just really appreciate y'all. Anybody who hear my shit, man, you know, like, share. Mr. Black on YouTube, Mr. Black _ on Instagram, and Mr. Black on Facebook. Y'all fuck with me. I love you. One.